Well, greetings and salutations and welcome to episode number 140. Where are we at? 140.
143.
140. The I Love You episode. Well, interesting.
Yeah. Didn't think about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's one way to look at it, but welcome. Double A and Chris here. Hopefully to be joined by more constituents later on. But good afternoon. Welcome. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, man. Sorry to all of our viewers. Had just a little technical issue that got resolved, and now we're here. But I'm doing good, man. How about you? How's the day and the week so far?
Not too shabby. Definitely looking forward to this upcoming Saturday in calling some padded football with you. Very rare we get to do this.
Right.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah, we got to get our show back on too. Football NFL season around the corner. It's almost one of those situations where it's like, oh man, we got NFL football. We don't have A7 tackle going on in the fall season. We do have flag, as we know, and I'm very interested to see how that's going to start off and how things are going to go with that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's going to be very, very interesting to say the least of how the world of flag and A7 is going to come together. That's going to be very intriguing to see because I'm trying to understand and grasp the concept that is contact flag as you used to play back in your day. I'm still intrigued by how that happened.
Well, and the thing about it is I'm not even sure how I've got to see. I wanted to take a look at the rules because the rules with us were kind of straightforward. It's no 2-on-1 blocking. You couldn't double team somebody or chip blocking. However, you can block just like anything else, and you just had to start with your hands. You can lead with your forearms. You have to start with your hands. So no big deal,
okay.
but it's just one of those situations because I don't know the rules of the flag league right now, so I don't know how different it might be. But I'm excited to see it. I really want to see how it all turns out because flag football with A7 rules is interesting, especially the 3-on-1.
Yeah,
It's going to be
so.
very interesting, right? It's going to give the it'll make it a little bit easier because you're not making a tackle, but a missed flag is still a missed flag for a touchdown. So should be interesting to watch.
Needless to say, and just the fact that, dead time in the sports world as baseball had its All-Star game yesterday. Tonight is the ESPY Awards going on now. So glad you're spitting part. Well, I mean, for us here in the Vegas Valley, we got NBA Summer League. However, but glad you're spending part of your Wednesday late afternoon, early evening with us as today's topic is candidates for Rookie of the Year in 2025 as we will go through different subjects to tackle in the off season as to who you think should be awarded for these awards here for this past year in 2025. And also something about I just read about the beach football league, if I'm not mistaken.
The beach football league?
Well, so there's going to be a game, and I think I saw this in the New Jersey page. To where, if I can pull it up here, Yeah, so the Beach BFL, the Beach Hampton event, is hosting an event, and it's going to be hosted by a former Kansas City Chief, most notably former Ole Miss returner Dexter McCluster. To which, if you don't remember him, just go type up Dexter McCluster in the Cotton Bowl against Texas Tech, and that's all you need to know about Dexter McCluster, um, who was very, very good in that particular game many, many moons ago. But from what I'm reading here, and CP3 actually posted this. Um, Supposedly, it's supposed to be, um, I guess if I can find the doggone thing, I'm trying to read it for verbatim so I don't give you wrong information, if you will. Um, but yeah,
So they're
so the A7FL and the BFL, which is the Hampton Beach event, and the Beach Football League unite for a weekend. So actually, it's this upcoming weekend,
oh
July
nice.
19th and the 20th, in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. It looks like.
Okay.
Um, it's a full contact talent showcase led by former NFL Pro Bowler Dexter McCluster, and the best of the BFL will take on the reigning defending champions, the Trenton BIC.
Interesting, but in beach football.
In beach football, yes.
Interesting. Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't, and I wish I had the rules for that. But I mean, if it's full contact, that's going to be interesting. Out on the beach, that's going to be very interesting.
Now, my question is, I wonder if this game is going to be streamed.
Good question. I thought on the post, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
100% sure. I thought on the post it gave. Does it have a?
No, it does not have a link for what's going to be broadcasted. It just says, now this is from the actual A7FL Facebook page, um, to which I will read again.
Hold on, I'm gonna bring Derek in.
I might
Derek
as
and
well,
Corey.
as Mr. Hammond and Mr. Duncan join us. So again, this is straight from the Ace NFL page, where it says the Ace NFL and the BFL, which is the Beach Football League. The Hampton Beach event will take place this upcoming weekend, the 19th and 20th, for full contact talent showcase led by former KC Chief and Ole Miss Rebel Dexter McCluster. So the BIC will be taking on the best of the BFL. Now, Corey, I don't know if you can hear me. Do you have anything else to add to this BIC Beach Football League matchup this upcoming weekend?
Um, I won't say who, but somebody reached out to me and asked if I could play, and I unfortunately can't. The speed will be equalized in the sand, so I
I
could
was gonna
maybe
True.
have
say,
gotten
yeah.
away with some shit, but unfortunately, no old men, extra weight type quarterbacks this time.
As we welcome Derek Duncan live into the fold. Welcome, sir.
Well, here's the good news. I know a lot about it, so I can
Okay.
probably give you answers to what everything you're asking, but I need to apologize to our audience because we didn't see a link go up, so I hurried up and did one.
Yeah, we were
And,
doing a show.
and Corey and I were doing a show already, and then you guys put up a link after our link and decided to do a show over here.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a technical issue, and once we got it resolved, we were able to post it. And we had actually posted that. I posted it underneath yours, hit send, and was like, "Oh shit, there's another one on there. Damn it!" So apologies for that.
Yeah, we were already into halfway through the honorable mentions of Rookie of the Year. We were getting ready to go.
Well, like I said, that is the topic of the show. But so Derek, please line us on this Trenton BIC taking on the best that the Beach Football League has to offer this upcoming weekend on the 19th and the 20th.
Yeah, so you mentioned it already. Dexter McCluster is the kind of the driving force, the name behind this, former NFL standout. A couple other NFL guys are attached to it as well. But this is 8-on-8 tackle football on the beach. No pads, no helmets, no cleats. Right? You're playing in bare feet. And because of the location and alignment with the style of play, they elected to reach out to Shanner, the CEO, and invited our champion BIC to get involved with the BFL for some, of course, cross promotion, so they can get the word out on their league and help us get the word out on ours. So, should be a really nice opportunity for our guys.
How you doing, Kendall? Well, and this possibly could lead to perhaps
Kelly,
maybe
what's
some
up,
of those.
dude?
Maybe that could possibly lead to some of those guys wanting to come play A7 possibly in 2026. So, I mean, there you go. Because I don't think there
Yeah, I
isn't.
mean, that's kind of the whole goal, right? So
Yeah.
there's a few guys obviously that belong in our league potentially, and some of ours that will belong in there. So we'll see how it all works out. And since the timing doesn't seem to conflict, it's a good thing. These guys are smart. They're actually playing their games in the dog days of summer when the only thing that's really on is the middle of the Major League Baseball season and the WNBA. So there's not a lot of true mindshare competition for contact sport, although WNBA has probably been the most violent thing I've seen in the last 2 years.
More broken bones in the WNBA than I remember.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
listen, don't you dare any of you say anything about Angel Reese, because Shaq will punch you in your face.
No, that's specifically aimed at Robert Griffin III.
I
what
know,
he
I know.
said.
I'm just checking.
But
Well, I'm
Shaq is
curious with this whole league. Is it going to be televised, streaming somewhere?
I'm positive it's streamed somewhere. Well, I don't know if it'll be streamed live. Some of these events like that, they elect to record and edit before they air so that they can have control of their product. So,
Okay.
They're gonna dub the birthday boy's voice over.
which, by the way, happy birthday, Matt Ryan. Hopefully,
Getting
well, he already got one present by Pete Alonso going deep in the All-Star game yesterday. So there's one birthday gift for Mr. Ryan.
He's at Wu-Tang, guys.
Oh, Wu-Tang is for the children.
He's at Wu-Tang at MSG.
also, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
That is true too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Cash rules everything around them. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. As ODB said, Wu-Tang is forever.
Right.
But
Into
as
the
you
room.
got, indeed. But enter the 36 chamber. So Rookie of the Year topic here on the I Love You episode 143 of The Other Side of the Ball. So Derek and Corey, as you were getting into your honorable mentions, to some of the audience, who were some of your honorable mentions before we really get into the thick of the potential candidates for Rookie of the Year? Because there were some exciting rookies that did come into our league this year and show their talents to the A7FL world.
Well, my question that I posed to Derek, maybe you guys have an opinion, was, you guys, especially Dub and Chris, you're in the booth watching all these games. We're gonna probably talk about a decent amount of sick and insomniac guys, right? That it's just the nature of success. Those guys are going to be pushed to the forefront, etc. Right? But who are some of the guys in the Vegas division as far as rookies that maybe don't win the award, but on the stealth hunters and gold? What are some rookies that might have stood out for you two out in the Vegas division before we get to the heavy hitters?
Well, for me, the first name that comes to mind for me is Sean Russoff from the Stealth. Big number one, the way he ran the ball. This
Very
season,
hard to tackle.
his physicality almost kind of reminds me of a mini Mike Allstott, which is just tough to tackle and just using brute force. I mean, he's definitely one that stands out to me in my mind is big Sean Russoff from the Stealth. I mean, I just love the way he ran the ball this past season.
Well, I'm going to drop these two names, and then I got to jump for a minute. I'll be right back. So thank you for bringing up Russaw. That was my number one. Outside of him, it was the guy they call 9-4, but he was wearing 42, so he probably his name never got mentioned. Mateo Faulima.
Yes.
Probably for me, the guy who should have been the starting quarterback the entire season.
I agree.
I agree. And then Chase Aikens for the Stealth, war number 7. Those two guys were guys that I don't recall being contributors in the league previous to this year, and I'm pretty sure they were rookies and had a damn good season. So I'll be back.
Would agree with those two. Great names that I think we probably talked more about than you would think, and guys that were always showing up on Sundays. I mean, you guys basically stole the names that I was thinking of. So I'm just trying to think of some other name that is not connected to, obviously, to the Insomniacs or to Sick that would stand out for the stealth. Uh, shoot, Derek played
Derek,
wide receiver
Derek
for
Knight.
the Gold. Derek Knight,
Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
the
Derek
guy
Knight.
that I was asking, Derek. Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
Derek
one that
Knight,
I
yes.
was thinking about. That it really stood out. I know that he wasn't there every game, but man, let me tell you, when that kid was there, I don't think I watched him drop one pass.
You can
This
And he
is
tell.
the
gave,
one that stood out.
You can
yeah,
tell
and
he was missed when he wasn't there. When he wasn't there, you
Yes,
could tell the Gold missed him
they
tremendously.
missed him. Their offense went through him as much as it went through Jeremiah or anybody else that they played. But I mean, that kid was definitely the standout to me as far as a offensive player for them and a rookie. I mean, that kid was definitely something to watch.
yeah, I noticed him for sure, and he gives their offense a little bit more of a dynamic because you have to pay attention to him, and he is a go-to guy. But then it was giving the other guys a little bit more of an opportunity because then defenses started to kind of worry about him. And one of the things that I saw Jeremiah finally able to do a couple of times, especially in the win,
Mhm.
was when the defense now had to focus on the pass, right, and a forward pass downfield. It allowed him to get a little bit busy with what he probably prefers to do, which is run. Which he's not a bad passer, but when you are able to complete the ball downfield, it opens up even lanes for
Yes,
old
it
people.
does.
Look, that's actually the picture I think that happened.
Well, I
Um,
think I think with Derek too, the other side of it that I really liked with him was a run after catch because he wasn't just a one trick pony where he was getting the ball in wide open spaces. He was not afraid to go up and get it, but he was also a threat once he had the ball in his hands.
No, very good at high pointing the ball. Also very good at knowing where the sticks were. Um, and also it just seems like when they needed a big conversion, he was the go-to guy on third down for the Gold.
100%.
So
Matter of fact, I would actually, and I'm challenging myself, not you guys. I'm challenging myself to this. I'm going to go back and look at a couple of games because I don't remember just sitting here thinking about it. A game that he played in where Jeremiah wasn't looking for him once the ball was snapped. I mean, he seemed to be that first read for them or for Jeremiah.
and
So
Mr. Duncan has once again rejoined us as we were
Who,
talking
who
about
who's the gold receiver? I heard Chris finishing up.
Derek
Derek
Knight.
Knight from the
Oh,
goal.
okay. So he was a rookie.
Yeah.
Cool. Corey and I were going on and on. I'm like, nobody stood out. Like if they did, I remember him playing before. I didn't realize that Derek Knight didn't play before. I guess the name is just so familiar that
I don't remember him running with anybody else, and it was the first time when one of the games, I can't remember which game. I think it was either the second game or third game of the season. I was talking to him and Jeremiah out in the parking lot, and after all the games were finished, and it was getting pretty late, but nonetheless, we were having a conversation, and I remember him saying that it's the most fun he's had playing football was playing in the A7. So I don't think he has played before. I think he was a rookie.
all right, that works.
Was Marlon Thomas a rookie too for the Gold? Their running back? Or has he played in A7 before?
That's a good question. I'm not
I haven't
sure.
heard the name in the Vegas games that I called the first fall, and all the games of the week
Because
opportunities.
I definitely want to give him some love too. Because I mean, when he was utilized, and sometimes I mean, even during broadcasts, me and Chris were calling for him to get the ball more in the
Right.
run. Because okay, when they ran him to the outside, that's where he was very effective and elusive. Because obviously, when you don't have that much beef up front, it's very hard to try to run straight up the gut as they tried to do. But
Well,
when
they had beef, Dub. It was just not necessarily Wagyu. It was not Kobe beef.
So,
It's
Corey,
what's
what
for
are you saying?
dinner.
It was pulled pork
It was
instead of
ground
beef?
chuck, maybe. I don't know. That's
Maybe
Okay.
still that's
maybe
edible.
maybe it was carnitas. I don't know.
Well, all I know is that he definitely had the speed to get outside.
Yes.
And like Dub said, he was very elusive. Once he made it outside, he was very hard to bring down. And he also had some really good runs and some really good plays. I think it was against the Stealth. And Dub, correct me if I'm wrong. I think against the Stealth, he had about a 45-yard touchdown run.
It was either him or Calvin Deloney, one of those two.
I want to say, yeah, I think you're right. It was one of the two.
Or I think he might have had a big run to help set up a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. As we now have some
the
highlights.
5-yard line looks like at the 27. Bless you.
As we're showing
Bless
some
you.
highlights, yes.
Yeah.
But looking at some stuff here from this Gold Stealth game, to which it was a very competitive game, to which the Stealth eventually pulled away. But obviously, Marlon Thomas is a name that I want to, get him some recognition. Trying to see if there's any other guys that kind of stand out from my mind from this past season. But I mean, definitely, like I said, Russell for me from the Stealth, Knight from the Gold, Thomas from the Gold. I mean, like I said, the Gold definitely played better towards the end of the season after they got their first win, and hopefully they can build on that for 2026. Obviously, get some more help up front because, as we know, and Corey and Chris and Derek know this better than anybody. Of course, Dan Dierdorf said all the time, whoever controls the line of scrimmage wins the game, and I mean that's something now the Gold has to work on is getting some, as Corey would say, some Wagyu or some ribeye up front to protect Jeremiah, because obviously they have some playmakers in the backfield and on the side, because, I mean, can't forget about, I mean, I know he's not a rookie, but Figueroa, who kind of became the other complement to Derek Knight on the Gold, as he made some big catches on third down to help extend drives. So, I mean,
And
can't
LA.
both go in motion,
Can't
guys.
forget about LA. We don't mention him. I mean, he's not a rookie, but he had some plays for them as well.
well, I mean,
Well-
he made the biggest play to get the Gold, their first ever win ever, with the
With the pick.
tipped pick six,
Yep,
which he just happened to take advantage of. So
100%.
Well, he's not a rookie, so today's not his
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Good play, though.
Today's not his day, but we did mention him because he did stand out. But okay, so now that we've talked about these guys that we have brought up from the Stealth, the Gold, and some of the others, my curiosity question is, with you guys had started, who is from the Vegas division? Who are the guys that Corey and Derek, who are the guys that you are looking at that were big time rookies this year? I know I have a few.
Well, we got there's plenty to choose from the Vegas division, from Sick and the Insomniacs respectively. I think those guys are going to get the bulk of the conversation. I was just trying to get like some of those other guys that just quick mention, then play better next year, guys. You'll have a long career.
It's Scooter and tosses it over to.
There's the birthday boy. And then me and Derek kind of quickly pivoted to the East Coast. I'm not sure if there was any standout guys from Ohio. I'm pretty sure no. But in the East Coast, there was really nobody of note. I think me and Derek kind of vaguely mentioned the guy Mean Dean, who had like one good game, and it just so happened to come against the Hawks. He didn't really have a great season, but he did have a couple of really fun plays, made a name for himself a little bit on a games of the week situation. And then that tight end, what's his name, Dub, from the tight end from the Buzz, the big guy.
hold on, let me go to the website and tell you.
All
Because...
right, so double do the FBI investigation there. Maybe you'll find a list somewhere in that server. I don't know, but
you said from the Crush,
no,
No, from the Buzz.
the Buzz,
the
okay.
big guy. the enormous like monster.
Oh,
person.
you mean Mr. Gabriel Williams?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I've never seen him before, and I would have remembered him. And then the only other guy that I was going to mention is kind of like honorable mention from the East Coast because I don't think he had the body of work to prove it. But Watchmen players and fans are still kicking themselves that they didn't give the ball to Dirty Dan, the running back, and a rookie when they needed to in the playoffs. They should have just gave him the ball. They might have won. But he did stand out as a runner for the Watchmen. Dirty Dan, number 10, the big guy. I got to see him when I was down in Baltimore playing the Buzz. That game was not televised, but he was given the Heathens the business, and then the Animals are thankful that he didn't get the ball late in that game because that could have changed the outcome of who took a plane ride to play in 105. That's about it, though, of the honorable mentions, and then we can really get down to who deserves some real recognition.
One more honorable mention I'll put in there, even though he didn't play as much. But I mean, I want to give Mr. Burrows, aka Captain America, some love
now,
too.
He isn't a rookie though.
Oh, he is not. Okay.
No, last year, not this most recent season, but 2024, he played 2 games. And
okay.
Derek and I were actually talking about this too. He played in look at that guy. Hope his back's doing better. He played in a untelevised game in 2024, Buzz Animals, that was 55-50. Mm-hmm. And according to Will Franklin, when Burrows played in that game, he balled out. Now this was the Animals 2 years ago defense, not last year's defense. But he definitely was good. Not a rookie, but when he does play, that Heathens team is a totally different group.
Hey guys, before we get too far, we're going to have a gentleman join us from the game that the Other Side of the Ball crew is going to be broadcasting this coming weekend. So, Dub, if you do see him pop up in the waiting room, be sure to bring him on so we can do a little promoting of this game that you guys are going to be putting up this weekend.
All right.
Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
So for me, there's 2 players that I could talk about when we're sitting here just talking about players from the Nevada division. The 2 that come to mind are teammates, and I think it's pretty obvious. Mr. Richardson and Canyon Stone King would be the 2 that I'm thinking of, the 2 rookies that really balled out this year, and I thought did a very good job. I mean, I don't know right off the bat. I know I can count on a couple of games that Canyon had 10 touchdowns in 2 games that I'm thinking about, not back to back or anything like that, just that I'm thinking about. And Richardson was probably the guy that caught, I think, 3 of them in the first game. So very, very interesting dynamic when it comes to the rookies that are from the Vegas division, coming from the Insomniacs and the Antiquity.
Yeah, and talk about those 2 guys. I'm gonna head over.
Now, before we go more on that, we're gonna bring in Coach B, who is as I'm getting this together. Hold on one second, guys. Chris, go ahead and continue your thought.
Okay. Just the fact that well, actually, Corey, you were starting to say something about it,
Trying to get some information here.
I was just thinking about
Derek just mentioned, we are bringing to you a special broadcast on the Other Side of the Ball network this upcoming weekend.
Go ahead, Dub. I'll let you.
Hopefully you'll answer my question, and then you just pop back out. Hopefully you'll pop back in.
Yeah.
All right. So Canyon Stone
Go ahead and
King,
continue your
guys.
thoughts, Chris.
Well, go ahead, Corey. Go ahead, Corey.
Canyon Stone King, guys, and when we talk about stats, we'll put it into perspective. But
Why can I not hear you?
Can you guys hear me now?
What's going on?
I can hear you.
Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you. Hear you fine, Corey. I don't think Dub can hear us for some reason.
Okay, yeah, because I was in the stats screen. All right, so
I can't hear nothing.
text Dub. Dub is screwed. Anyway, Stone King, right? 6 games.
Hello, can anybody hear me? Okay.
Uh,
Y'all can hear me, but I can't hear y'all.
Correct.
I don't know what's going on
Correct.
here.
All right. So Stone King, 6 games that were recorded, right? So he played more. So this would adjust where he is. But he was 4th guys in yards with 1,121 yards in 6 games.
Damn.
He had 17 touchdowns, which has him 4th in the league as well, and only 3 interceptions, which the quarterbacks he's behind are Sterry Codrington with 10 games, Tender with 6, Hamilton with 7. And, for a rookie season, as far as I can remember, coming into the A7FL, completing 63% of your passes. And look, when he played the Insomniacs, not a great game, which is understandable. But he did have one of the best games I've seen any quarterback play against BIC in the what we'll call the new era, right? The Cole Gardera stats era. And he definitely deserves the praise. And when you come down and you look at the wide receivers, Siobhan Richardson is right behind Kason Campbell with 727 receiving yards. We love Darren Palmer. Darren Palmer only had 457 recorded receiving yards. So is Darren Palmer likely the go-to guy for Sikwit? Probably, yeah. I'd still say that. But Siobhan Richardson, 2nd in the league in yards. I think he was 2nd in the league in touchdowns, 3rd in the league in touchdowns.
Who was second?
Manny Diaz had 1 more touchdown than him, 13.
And who was number 1? Just out of curiosity.
Kason Campbell set every major record. He was balling out. he had like 25. But the 12 touchdown passes Siobhan Richardson had, I think, matches the Vegas division record that was set by his current teammate Darren Palmer. And just goes to show you those 2 rookies stepping in for my MVP of the 2024 season, Jeremy Geary, and Lavish T, respectively. Those are some big shoes to fill that those guys filled, and that's why I think they're extremely high, especially when it just raw statistics when it comes to offensive rookie of the year, both of those guys.
Well, I think what I was just gonna bring Coach on. It says device not connected. So, Coach B, if you could hear us, if you could get back on, I'll get you back on the stage and get you going. I know Dub is having a few little technical difficulties, so want to get you up when we can. So I'll wait for you to come back on. But overall, I mean, I agree with you, Corey. I think that a lot of what you said is 100% correct, and it was an interesting season. I think that there's going to be some building going on in the off season with especially with the Insomnia, or excuse me, with Sikwit. I don't think they're that far away. Watching them play against BIC, I think they just need a couple more defenders.
Well, I think some of what you saw in that game, I think we should hold on to. The way Stone King was kind of standing in the pocket, and it looked like he had made the final stage in his rookie evolution, learning this sport and how it differs from what he's familiar with, which I think is huge. And we talk about quarterbacks that have played for multiple seasons in the A7FL, still trying to adjust. He was able to relatively quickly figure it out, and against a defense like BIC. But the other thing I think about, some of the negatives.
Yeah. I'm gonna get Coach B. I don't know where we're getting that feedback
That's
from.
definitely Dub.
All right, I muted him. Well, if with that being said, I'm going to bring Coach B on stage. Coach, how you doing?
Hey, how you guys doing? How you doing, gentlemen?
We're doing good. How about yourself?
Oh man, I'm doing great. Just definitely anticipating this weekend, a great matchup between my Grit City Knights and the Beat City. It's gonna be a great game, man. It's it's a groundbreaking situation for both leagues, and something that us and them have been working on really, really hard. even during our own seasons, and just look forward to great competition, man, and crowning somebody, a champion for this. And that's what is important, that we get these guys out here and get their names out here and get their skill levels out here, and hopefully some opportunities for these young men.
Yeah, we're excited to call the game. Myself and Dub will be calling the game for you guys, and I'm really looking forward to it. I want to see what this kind of football play does, and watch you guys play. Not really familiar with you guys, but I'm going to get familiar with you really quickly.
Yes, sir. Definitely, we're gonna bring high level of talent to you guys, and give you your challenge. You got to try to learn some names real quick, and you'll learn them real quick. We got a lot of talent all around with the Grit City Knights. At every position, skill position, linemen. These guys have really worked hard this year to get where we're at and go. For our second league championship in a row. Going to undefeated this year, losing one game last year. Super excited, man. Super excited and proud of these young men and the coaching staff. Our head coach, Coach Tutu. He's a great guy. He's really knowledgeable. His football IQ is extremely high. And he's led us to this level.
Now, for people that are more familiar, and hey, Coach, you can't see my face, but I'm somewhere behind the circle. For people that are new to your guys' presentation, in the A7FL, fans of this show, fans of this league, we play full contact, no pads. There's obviously a little niche, a little bit of a difference. People notice right away without the pads. What's something different about your guys' team and your guys' league that fans will notice when they turn you guys on? That's a little bit, unique when it comes to your style of football.
So with our league, it's 11-man tackle football with pads and helmets, of course. And it's just, there was 8 teams in the league this year. I believe there's about the same last year. It's high intensity. It's fast paced. We try to put points on the board. We won games this year, 63-3, 60-6. We was just really going through teams locally. That's why we look forward to this challenge against the Cali team that we study film on, and they got a lot of talent over there. So what we're bringing is intensity. We're bringing to put Tacoma, Washington on the map, and let the Grit City Knights be a team to be known across this nation.
So you said there's 8 teams in the league. So how many states does it reach out to within these 8 teams in this league?
It's just the state of Washington, and we do have one team in Oregon, sir.
Okay.
Well, today, Coach, for the A7, we'll get back to it eventually. For the A7, we're talking about, for our most recent season, rookies of the year. Tell us new faces to your guys' squad that you're excited to see perform this weekend.
I think he's frozen. Yep, looks like he is. Great thing about
Technology, as it always says.
So fantastic.
Yes,
except when it doesn't work.
Yeah. But as you can see on the screen, folks, this is the Pacific National Championship game, the CFCA. It's the national championship. As you can see, it is the Grit City Knights taking on the Beach City Giants. Kickoff is scheduled at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Daylight Time at Clark High School. As you see, the address is on the bottom of the screen, which is 4291 Pinwood Avenue in Las Vegas. Zip code 89102. It is a collaboration with Flash Media Sports, 24/7 Combat TV, and the Other Side of the Ball Network. Myself and Chris Ver will proudly be on the call for that. So we are definitely looking forward to calling that game and seeing some padded tackle football, if you will. So
and just for everybody's knowledge, don't let the heat fool you. It's Saturday is actually going to be, we've got a little bit of a reprieve. So tomorrow through Saturday, highs are only going to be in the 90s, which will be very nice for a game on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. I don't think it'll be that bad.
But stay hydrated. Still drink your water.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's funny. I rip you guys during the winter when it gets to like 59 with a breeze, right? But when you start by saying, "Hey guys, it's actually only gonna be 90s high,"
Yeah.
Yeah, we would fold.
I mean, look, it was 112 today.
Yeah, we would have not only folded, but we probably would have spontaneously combusted. Let's be honest.
Yeah. It's the thing about it is when you and the good thing for me, a lot of padded football games are played in the nighttime, especially in the early parts of high school football for a lot of the teams around Vegas because it's just so hot and it doesn't make for a good mixture when you're in pads. So for some of these guys, it's just a good thing for them. Especially with us having where it might be a little bit might be a little humid Saturday night because we do have storms rolling through starting tomorrow. So if you're coming out to watch a game, just be aware, bring an umbrella for the just in cases. I know that sounds weird in Vegas, but bring an umbrella. You never know what's going to happen. Vegas is very weird when it comes to weather.
Hey, if it's 90 out there, don't even open the umbrella. Just let it happen. It probably only happened for like 10 minutes, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, you never know, too, because that 10 minutes might be the hardest downpour you've ever seen.
Yeah. It's violent.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it should be good. I think everybody listening should at least consider a way to get over there, check out some football. Why not? But, there's Coach.
Yep. Lost you for a minute there, Coach.
He is back in the fold. Coach B, welcome back.
You're still on mute, Coach.
What about now? Can you hear me?
Yes, we got you.
Loud and clear.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, man, we brought in 2 expansion teams this year to the league. Got rid of, a couple left our league for personal reasons. We brought in the King County Jets and the Watchcom Vikings. So all our teams are from Washington. We do have one in Oregon, the I-5 Cobras. That's who we played for the championship. So just look forward to this opportunity to come to Vegas to showcase and give you guys a show and plenty of highlight reels and hopefully on both sides of the ball, but definitely believe in my guys that we're coming strong.
Now, the big question to ask is, are your guys coming in and then staying the extra night? Or are they forced to enjoy Vegas before the game, which is dangerous? I would recommend against that, hypothetically.
No, definitely they're coming. Some of them are leaving tomorrow, as well as me and my wife. And a lot of guys are staying. We plan on partying and celebrating this national championship. Afterwards, hitting Fremont Street. My wife's never been there, so it's her first trip to Vegas.
Oh wow.
Yeah, definitely. So, being married for almost 2 years now.
Did you warn her that it's not necessarily Fremont as much as it is Freakmont?
Yeah, hey man, I'm from South Carolina originally, so I say everything funny,
Well, if you look hard enough, you'll find an Elvis, maybe 2. The real key is to find the ethnic Elvises. Those are my favorite.
Okay. Definitely, got us a room at Excalibur. Got to treat the wife extra special. That's why we're getting down there early, man. So we got some time and we're staying until Monday. Took some PTO time from the job, but back to football, man. I really look forward to this and it's continuing every year, and us building on this with Mario and Ricky and the guys from down there in California and everything, and Rose from Beach City, their coach and owner, I think he is. Man, look forward to meeting these guys and building a relationship with them. It's going to be long lasting and continue to give you guys material, but more importantly, give these guys opportunities to get on to the next level. We had a couple guys from our league get signed to arena teams this year.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So, Coach, I'll ask the question. I mean, trust me when I say we're very much looking forward to this game on Saturday night. But is there was it when this site was picked for the championship game? Was it just because it was a neutral site that you guys were going to play in?
Yeah, it was determined by I'm also the vice president of our league, so me and the executive board here got with their executive board, and we decided, it's first year, let's make it a bang with Vegas. But I mean, I don't see no reason why we can't make it in Vegas every year. You guys are there, that's a big plus. Let's just all establish a relationship and do this every year for these young men.
Oh, well, we appreciate it.
I'm certainly down for that. So, is there
Definitely.
is there an actual website where we can actually check out teams and whatnot? Is there a website for this league?
Yes, there is. It's the West Coast Pacific Minor League football page, and it's got all the the teams on there, and I believe the updated stats, records. Man, it's definitely I think it might have some highlight reels on it. I don't really go to the page that much. I'm so involved with the organization and my personal organization, as well as the league, being a vice president, and staying in touch with the players on personal levels and trying to be there for them. That I really don't have time to look at that website, but I know we do have one, and last time I checked, it was updated.
All
But
right.
that,
Well,
that would definitely be the West Coast Pacific Minor League football page.
well, as I'm typing this in as we speak, so for those that do want to check it out, it'll be posted up momentarily. As I'm
Yeah, I
looking
was
at it
actually
right
looking
now.
for it too.
As we are talking to Coach B, once again, coming up to you this upcoming Saturday, one more time, it is the Grit City Knights taking on the Beach City Giants. Myself and Christopher will be on the call, and you can catch that on the Other Side of the Ball Network in association with Flash Media Sports, also in association with 24/7
Hey, I feel
Combat
like it's a
TV.
great matchup. We got two great teams. We got the best broadcasting out there. Hey, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be hot, but it's going to be a great day.
Now, real quickly, who on your team? Is there any particular players we should specifically look out for and kind of highlight going into this game on Saturday?
Oh man, there's so many, but I'll try to name a few. Our quarterback Jacob Taze, he's also played arena football. He's just a great quarterback with a high IQ. Receiver wise, we got Thomas Alston, Corey Klimber, Fazo, Brian Gardner. We just have so many talent at the receiver, running backs. Just that's what I coach personally, and that's what I played. So Rodriguez Green, Juice, Stephon Brigham, incredible running backs. Donnie coming in on third down situations, or as a blocking back. The running game is solid with us. The passing game is solid. Defensively, you got Thomas Alston. He plays on that side of the ball too. You got Cody Martinez, strong safety, very high IQ. I've actually been coaching him since junior college. Just so many guys. Linebackers, we're a solid core linebacker. We're coming strong. We put together a lot of money, to make this happen for these guys. So, but that's what it's about at the end of the day for these young men. It's getting them this exposure. Those that want to get to the next level, some just play for recreation ball and stay in shape, which is always a great thing, right?
Definite.
Indeed. Well, just looking at your guys' last couple of games, that you guys beat the Royals 49-14, then you beat the Cobras 42-7. So you guys definitely have shown that you can dominate when it calls for domination.
You got to look back further, sir. You got to look back at the beginning of the season. We was putting 60 points plus on teams.
Oh boy. Well,
I mean, I think we've had less than 50 points scored against us, and we scored over 350 points all year. So, I want to say it's a great balance of offense and defense. The guys just click together and they come together, and the defense is shut down. Hassan Kent playing corner, he's solid. We just got a lot of talent on our team, man. Sometimes too much, but you can never really have too much. So it works itself out. And we live as a family, away from the football field. We're in constant contact with each other, hanging out, having team barbecues, team bonding events, and stuff like that. Doing community events for our local communities, as well as do the other teams in our league. It's kind of like an unwritten rule that you need to do this to continue to be in our league. So a lot of talent, man. It's too much to name. It's I got 22 guys that are talented, and I can go to second string, and it got a lot of talent there too. And a lot of that credit goes to Coach Tutu, our head coach, man. Great guy I've known for years. Been coaching with him now for a couple of years. Thank God I'm not coaching against him no more. A lot of talent. And you guys will see that, and you'll see we come out explosive from the first play. We don't hold back. We're not playing no conservative ball. We're coming out, and I know that's how Coach Tutu's game is.
Well, just to go through the scores of their season so far, so they opened the season back on March 29th. Final score 6-0. Then 63-6 over the Jets. 58-19. So 19 has been the most points they've given up all year. 36-12, 28-7, 35-0, 62-0, 33-6, and just as mentioned, 49-14 and 42-7. So Again, the Grit City Knights out of Tacoma, Washington. That's Washington State, folks. And the old home of the Tacoma Dome, the former home of the Seattle Supersonics of the NBA. They'll be taking on the Beach City Giants again. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time on
Yes, sir.
July 19th, this upcoming Saturday. Myself and Chris will be on the call. It is for the Pacific National Championship. As you guys, you said are trying to go back-to-back, Coach. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're back-to-back league champions. We're definitely looking for this. Go ahead and take this championship home and bring it on back to Tacoma, and hopefully keep it here every year. Whichever team from our league is representing, which I think it'll be Grit City Knights for a while. I don't see none of us going nowhere.
Well, that definitely sounds like perhaps a dynasty being formed in the West Coast Pacific League, if you will, as we are being joined by Coach B as he is on here to promote this upcoming Saturday's game. As you see it on your screen here, again, it's the Grit City Knights against the Beach City Giants. Now, you said you had some of your guys that have played Arena Football League. You guys have a relationship with the Arena Football League?
Yes, sir, we do. We have the Oregon Lightning down there in Oregon. We also have the team over in Everett, the Washington. I can't remember the name, but so they contact us, and they're like, hey, this is what I need. If we got somebody and that player is willing to do so and able to do so in their family dynamic situations, then we push them on, because let them go there and make that money, and get your exposure. We got a lot of guys that have played D1 football, D2 football, junior college football. A lot of guys that's been all around, and still love the game. A lot of them are young enough; they're new to it. And they're Shaheem Nobles is one of our team captains, one of our greatest recruiters. He's an offensive lineman, incredible young man, very talented. This team owes a lot to him. He's got the inside scoop with a lot of the guys from around the league that pulled him over to us the last 2 years. Not to mention his leadership on the field. He leads by example. He lets some pads in him. That helmet do his talking.
Well, definitely sounds like some very interesting names and players to keep a watch, and just to see, get us a glimpse of some new brand of football. Again, this is the National or the Pacific National Championship game between the Grit City Knights and the Beach City Giants. Corey, you got any more questions? You got any questions for Coach?
Come on, Corey. I know you got some questions for Coach B.
Well, he's awful quiet.
He might be doing daddy duties.
Yeah, he might be.
Hey, brother, I understand that. I'm a grandpa nowadays.
Well, there you go. There you go, Coach.
All right,
So
Chris,
have you
got any more
guys?
questions?
Yeah, I've got a question. So have you guys faced Beach City Giants before?
No, sir. We've never faced Beach City. A couple years ago, we played the Racine Raiders. They edged by us. No excuses made there. We lost. I don't blame things on numbers or whatever. I believe you play with what you got. Unfortunately, this time around, we're traveling very heavy. I'd say we have 95% of our team traveling. So definitely looking forward to getting, I don't want to say it, but want to say it's some revenge on a different level outside of the state, and get back on that level.
So with this being the first time you guys are facing one another, obviously there was a lot of film watch, because otherwise how are you going to, game plan for them? What do you see from the Giants that might be a little bit concerning for you, or what do you see from them that you could actually take advantage of?
I don't. Nothing concerns me. They got a lot of talent over there, but nothing concerns me when it comes to my guys, because they play with heart, not just talent. So, their quarterback is strong. They got some good DBs. Their right tackle on defense is incredible. I mean, there's a lot of talent over there, and I know Rose's got a squad over there that is going to represent. But I know we coming to represent stronger, and we're going to walk away with the W. Fully confident in my guys.
So with the fact that you guys are playing these guys for the first time, like I said, I'm thank you for letting me know that. My other question is with the Giants, have they been scoring points like you guys have? Are we going to be looking at possibly a game where we're going to have a lot of offense?
You know, it's hard to tell because what they've done during the regular season versus what they're doing now could be totally different. But no, they have not put up nowhere near the points that we have by no means, and they've had a lot more scored against them. I think we're under 50 points scored against. That's incredible. You know, for an 11 game total season.
That
And that's
is.
that. Coach Damian Mansfield, our defensive coordinator, and Coach Frank over there on that side of the ball. Man, big shout out to them guys and doing what they did to get this defense together and keep them solid.
So with Saturday night's game, can you give us some players to watch for?
Yes, sir. Jacob Taze, my quarterback. Let's go with Corey Klimberg, Thomas Alston, Shaheem Nobles on the line, offensive line. Watch him. He's a force to be reckoned with. You know, he gets up to the second level, handles his business, as well as do all my offensive linemen. Shaheem just, Boogie, he's a different guy. He's very passionate and he puts it all out there on the field every down. Juice, Juice, my running back, Juice, number 8. You got to watch him. Rodriguez Green, an emerging star, second year in the league. We was able to get him away from another team. Explosive. He reminds me a lot of Barry Sanders. You think he's tackled, but he's not. He comes out of the pack and just finishes the run, and next thing you know, he's in the end zone doing one of them crazy old dances.
Nice. Well, Coach, I appreciate that. It gives us, because I always, when I'm watching a game, it always takes, obviously with us calling the game, it always takes a minute to find out who the players are. So that kind of helps us and gives me some guys to look out for when we're calling the game on Sunday. On Saturday.
Well, hopefully
Yes.
the jersey numbers will be visible, because the last game me and Chris
Oh,
did,
yeah, jeez.
it was very hard to read numbers, and we're like, we think this is number so-and-so, so hopefully we'll have some visible numbers to read for this upcoming game, to which, like I said,
our numbers will be really visible. Other than Mr. Corey Klimberg, number 11, a star receiver for us. He's got long hair, but you'll know who he is.
all right.
And you'll learn quick who he is. Great young man. I mean, he's small for a wideout, but he makes up for it in heart. Him and Thomas Olsen are always out there, not just looking for the ball, but they're out there picking up blocks and doing what they got to do with the extra stuff. And that's what makes us so successful is these guys, they go the extra mile. They I'm not getting the ball, I'm just going to stand there. They don't do that. They go up and they find somebody to block.
Well, I mean, that's also being the key. One of the keys to being a very good wide receiver is also blocking in the run game. Once again, we are talking to Coach B. He's part of the Grit City Knights coaching staff out of Tacoma, Washington, as they are playing in the Pacific National Championship game against the Beach City Giants, which, of course, is coming to you this upcoming Saturday on the Other Side of the Ball Network in association with Flash Media Sports and 24/7 Combat TV. Coach, any final thoughts before you get ready to head on to our beloved city this upcoming weekend?
No, sir. Just glad you guys have picked this game up. Y'all are broadcasting it. That means a lot to the guys on the field. It means a lot to us coaches. It means a lot to our fans that unfortunately not able to travel like a lot of them would like to. And a big shout out to you guys for picking this up. And I look forward to this being a relationship, from the board's perspective, that I play a part in with the league. Keeping this relationship with you guys. I'm one of them guys. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, I've seen the quality of stuff that you guys bring. I've researched, before we agreed to, sign you guys on, and I love it a lot. And I just look forward to it, man. Maybe Saturday after the game we can get together and have a drink or something. Get something to eat, and don't hesitate to reach out to Mario and figure out how to reach out to me personally on social media, or he's got my number, and we can definitely talk anytime. But just look forward to an explosive Grit City Knights that's coming to handle business. We're not coming all the way to Vegas playing this heat to lose at all.
Well, we definitely appreciate the invitation, and the door is always open for you to come on and talk whenever you want to talk some ball. We definitely appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Coach B, part of the coaching staff of the Grit City Knights, as his Knights will take on the Beach City Giants this upcoming Saturday at Clark High School again. The address is on your screen on the bottom of the banner, but if you can't see it, it is at Clark High School. It is 4921 Pinwood Avenue in Las Vegas, Nevada, home of the Clock Chargers. Coach B, we appreciate the time and looking forward to meeting you this upcoming Saturday.
Hey, I appreciate you, gentlemen. Thank you for the interview. Look forward to seeing you guys Saturday and the great coverage you guys are going to provide, man. Y'all be safe. Travel safe, please, man. Just get out there. Stay hydrated. Let's have a great time.
Have
You
a
too,
safe
Coach.
have a safe fight, and looking forward to meeting you on Saturday, Coach. Thank you very much.
All right, gentlemen.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was Coach B of the Grit City Knights as they will take on the Beach City Giants. Again, the website, if you want to check out the league, there it is on your screen right there, to where you can check it out. As we now come back into the fold of A7, as we're talking Rookie of the Year from this past 2025 season. As I think Corey Hammond has rejoined us. Corey, are you there?
I was here the whole time. I actually
Okay.
got messages from people that were concerned that something health wise might have happened to me because I wasn't speaking the entire time. Um,
Corey is
I,
fine, guys. All right, he's okay.
I was clearing a path for Coach B to. He said he's a running back. He wanted to find the hole and get to it. So
Get
shout
a
outs
seal,
to
get a
wherever he was
seal here
eating.
and a seal there. But
Yeah.
no,
So
but as we were talking about Siobhan Richardson and Stanton Stone King, specifically of Siquita, as you're seeing here, which personally I think for me, I think Stone King's best game, albeit came in a loss against the BIC, as we're seeing right here in this playoff game. It seemed like, oh, we got another one. So gonna see out who this gentleman is.
Got another one.
Stand by, folks.
we just surprised, just letting whoever like jumps in on. Let's go. It's a
Right,
Right.
mystery box.
that
Who
part.
could it
So,
be? It's a mystery.
but as I was saying, I think Stone King played his best game, his best A7 game, be it in a losing effort against the eventual champions, the Trident BIC. It just looked like he finally found a rhythm. It looked like he finally found himself, and he was slinging that ball like he had confidence, Corey. And of course, you being a quarterback, you know how your abilities can play when you have that confidence. Talk about that.
Well, I think when you adjust to the A7 style of football, traditional quarterbacks first have to adjust to the angle of the edge rushers, right? So what you notice in Canyons, in a lot of quarterbacks' early careers, especially guys that are from the 11 on 11 realm, think of Quinton Ariarty, right? Think of the guy that they were hopeful about for the stealth, Tannehill.
Yes.
The first thing a quarterback that's played the position in padded football does is takes that drop back, right? And when we all want to be in the shotgun because everybody runs spread nowadays, or you're old like me and you're not doing that drop back that far anymore, um, the initial instinct is three-step drop, get some depth away from the line of scrimmage. When you have five guys, sometimes up to seven guys protecting in front of you, that angle works. Early in Canyon's career, it didn't matter a lot because even when he was dropping back outside of the pocket, like too deep, the other teams that he was playing that weren't Insomniacs still weren't getting the job done enough, and Sick would win. That first Insomniacs game, though, I think he felt the pressure. Pressure got to him early, and anybody that's seen the replacement knows what quicksand is. And if you don't, it's that situation where you're playing quarterback, or whatever, but you're playing quarterback, things start to go wrong as you try to fight your way back out of it. You keep sinking and sinking and sinking, and that's what it's like to play an Insomniac's type of defense. But what you see in the BIC game that really tells it for me is that he wasn't even going to the three-step drop. He knew that he had the protection if he stayed in the pocket, which is a lot thinner, for lack of a better way to describe it, when you only have three linemen. And instead of taking that drop and getting out of range that his blockers could protect him, he was stabbing his back foot and stepping up into the teeth of the pocket, and a tough defense at that. And he was firing balls not only on time, accurately, but with a lot of velocity. And when he's that tall, he's not getting the ball swatted down at the line. So he became comfortable with the slight adjustment that you need to make from the pocket as a pocket QB. And I was extremely impressed with his not only specifically the game against BIC, but his development all season. He's got an upward trajectory, and if he enjoys this league in 2 or 3 years, as much as I was a fan of him, people are not going to have any idea of who Jeremy Geary was. And to step in those shoes this year and put up the type of numbers and have the type of performances that he did, I give Mark Gray a lot of credit, but let's give the player the credit. And Canyon Stone King stepped in a tough situation, and he really impressed me as a fellow quarterback.
So you talking about his upward trajectory. So how does he apply that into 2026?
I think when you look at a team like Sick it's continued to build incrementally, because when you have a foundation, you can't make huge wholesale changes to anything except for maybe depth. Because let's say if you're Sick and you get the opportunity to get a guy like Savion Cunningham. Well, just the coming out of your mouth, just hearing that sounds awesome. But does that really make Sick that much better? Not that not that Savion Cunningham isn't a monster, but they don't need an upgrade at the wide receiver position, right? And then you even look at the offensive line. Like, yeah, they could use like at least 2 or 3 guys, maybe add some depth. But really, what that team needs is the chemistry and camaraderie that the championship teams in this league have. And if they continue to work, build, and play together, I think that's the type of improvement that we could see from a team like that. And look, the Insomniacs are going to have something to prove, but there's 2 ways that this can go. You know, after the Insomniacs face the first loss really that mattered to them in their existence currently. If Sick works hard enough to get a couple more guys to fill in the depth, maybe get a corner that has a chance in hell to guard some of the wide receivers the Insomniacs have. Maybe we're talking about a situation where they could go toe to toe like the Insomniacs did Sick did in 2024 in the regular season. And if Sick and Insomniacs are going toe to toe, then it basically just it's who has the ball last. And I like the way that Sick is building. And I have a lot of confidence in Mark Gray as a builder to find, what his team needs, even though, in my opinion, it's not a lot. But, he lost a lot last year and still put together a pretty solid team that I think, what was it? The Sick team is responsible for feeding a lot of the Insomniacs, I'm pretty sure, right?
No, that was the bet between Lee and the Stealth and Scott Hamilton.
Yeah, but the Sick being number 2.
Oh yeah, they did their part in making sure the Insomniacs get fed. Yes, they did.
Yeah, so maybe they're playing 4D chess and they're trying to get some of those skill guys a little bit bigger for next year. One meal may not do it, but I don't know. Maybe they'll get a hankering for Branch's barbecue and hit them up maybe a few times too often.
Well, speaking of the Insomniacs, we definitely had 2 rookies on the Wolfpack that definitely made a tremendous impact this past season in 2025. Obviously, on the defensive side of the ball, what more really can you say about Moses Smith other than the fact that the kid is just very, very young and is only going to get better and better and better. But I mean, he
better not Verardi. He better not Verardi. That's all I'll say.
You better not what?
Remember Verardi for BIC? Exactly.
Basically saying, don't be a one-year wonder.
Yeah. You guys don't see. That's the thing. You don't even remember Verardi. When BIC won their first championship, it was off the back of a rookie lineman. I forget his first name. We just always called him Verardi, and he was a beast. And then he didn't come back that next year and perform anywhere near to the level of his rookie year. And honestly, I would say the 2 are relatively comparable. They're young. They had an awesome rookie season. They were dominant on their side. And Moses Smith, don't become a Verardi. That's it. All right, I talked too much about it. No negatives.
Well, the thing about it is I don't know how this gentleman was, but Moses Smith, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is only 20.
I think so. I think, well, if Coach James
20
is
or
watching,
21. I don't think he's very
if
old.
Coach James is watching, he can confirm that better than we can. But
Yeah.
I know he is relatively young, and
He,
again,
we'll say this: he struggles to grow a full beard. That's where he's at.
well, I'll say like this: there's not saying that you can forget about AJ McQuaig, but just the way he played kind of just made you think that AJ was playing on an island because I mean AJ would still make plays, but the disruption that Moses Smith caused in that um just goes to show you what kind of a skill that the young man has, which he can go side to sideline. His motor, like AJ's, never stops. Um, he's always trying to attack the quarterback, if you will, and all quarterbacks must go down and must go down hard. Um, so
I
he
just think
is.
I think he's one of these kids that just watching him play this past season, um, you could see him growing throughout the year. And so my question mark is if he is back next season, which we don't know. We won't know until next season starts to roll around. But what I'm saying is it would be one of those situations in my mind that if he comes back and continues to grow, he could be a very dominant defensive end in this league um, because of how young he is. And I
Yeah,
would love to
and
see what he brings next season.
I think he's going to be the beginning of the Vegas division and kind of evolving into the and this sounds like a diss or like I'm throwing shade, but it's a natural progression. I think his emergence is going to help a lot of the lower tier teams figure out the personnel that you benefit most from putting at that defensive end position, because when you look at the stealth, the hunters, and the gold, their defensive ends are still kind of like, 3-4, 11 on 11 defensive ends. Those guys are not fast enough, not quick enough, and not explosive enough to disrupt the edge like a guy like Moses Smith can. And he reminds me a lot of a guy who kind of capped off his career in the A7FL this year, Ole Bell. For a defensive lineman, both of these guys are what you would consider undersized. Neither of these guys are not strong enough to play the position, so they use that lack of extra size to beat any offensive lineman or tight end in front of them on the first step. And what both of them do is they get that low center of gravity. So when they pull that front side rip move, they
Hmm.
get so low and they're in such they have such leverage control that when they really are rushing the passer full speed, there's not a lot of guys that can block it. And you mentioned AJ McQuaig and I would say Cunningham. The thing is the more elite defensive linemen you have on an excuse me, on a defensive line, the more elite guys you have, the less chance guys can get double teamed and you miss guys from a game. So what I think happened is that AJ McQuaig, since the Tampa game, developed the reputation for being the guy that you need to make sure is blocked. And that being said, teams make that adjustment. So when you have McQuaig on one side, Cunningham in the middle, and whoever the other guy is, but for our conversation here, we're talking about Moses Smith. That makes that guy usually have a one-on-one against the worst blocker. And then that's why he pops off the screen and why next year you might see a return to form from AJ McQuaig, because now he's going to get the opportunity when they decide that Moses is the guy that they don't want in there, the first 1.7 second. And trust me, guys, I know this from experience. I have to tell my offensive line to make adjustments myself, and they fail. So I'm just glad I didn't have to face that young man, because he sure put his mark on the Vegas division specifically. But I talked to everybody on the BIC offense. They were talking about Moses Smith as well.
Oh yeah, he is definitely a force. And the thing about it is, like we've already said, how much more he could possibly bring to the team even next season by taking away the double teams off of AJ, taking away the double teams or extra help, if you will, from Cunningham. So there's a lot of stuff that he brings to the table. So got to kind of see what develops with him moving forward. But I do think that it is going to be an interesting piece watching him develop next season and seeing what he brings. The other one that I would say from the
And
Insomniacs.
sorry to cut you off, Chris. Just before we move from Moses Smith, I think we should. But
Yep.
again, just to reiterate, I don't just think that he's going to make a big impact on the Insomniacs, which I obviously think he will, and he has already. GMs in the Vegas division specifically, that is the guy you will have at defensive end and will disrupt the top passers in the division. So go out and find that guy. If he's got cauliflower ear and he's 5'10", 215, that's your guy. Get the speed, the wrestlers, get the edge rusher that's going to disrupt. That's going to cause problems for other guys that we already mentioned, honestly. But even guys like Scooter Hamilton, because guess who? I'll just put it this way: guess who got the pressure on Scooter on the pick that kind of really put it away? It was 5'10", 225-pound Ole Bell that got around the great offensive line from the Insomniacs and pressured Scooter that forced that last interception. Um, Moses Smith. But Vegas division, that's your prototype right there. My bad, Chris. Go ahead.
No, no worries. I was going to actually bring up Prime because he is another rookie corner that I thought really showed up and showed out for this past season, not just as a cornerback, but actually as a returner as well. Um, you know, I think that he was a great addition to the Insomniacs team. I thought that he made quite a few plays um, during last season, and I think he is another one that you kind of can't overlook when you're talking about this defense from the Insomniacs, because I think he is one of their premier guys that I think is going to only get better as he continues to play in this league.
Yeah, I'll say this. I talked to the young man after the game, and look, we'll talk about his actual performance and what he can do as well. But I think when we talk about rookie of the year, one of the things when you have the conversation is what he projects to be, and like what now after we see a full year of him for the first time, what are we excited for that comes next? And I would say that he has an aggressive humility, and I don't know if that makes sense. I think it's the first time those two words were ever kind of used together
Pushed
in a
together.
descriptive way. But he has an aggressive humility, and the way that I'll explain that is when I talk to him after the game, he's not the stereotypical cornerback that is like, look at me, oh, I'm the best, they were ass. No, he realized playing this season that he could be a special player in this league, but he also had the respect of the grind that he didn't speak about it as if it was a fait accompli, that he already had done it. He knows that he's got to get a little bit better. He's got to have a little bit of a better understanding, which I think the stats prove it. I'm gonna pull it up. Um, this isn't just rookies. This is league wide statistics. Shannon Allen was second in the league in interceptions, not just among rookies,
Yep.
but in the league in interceptions. And that's with, and no disrespect to you guys, that's with potentially, maybe a couple missing from the stats. And that's in a defensive backfield that already has Carswell, Danye Lyons. We see Munchie back there. And there's tons of options that they have. This guy, I think, has the ability, but also the mindset that he could potentially be a great in the history of the A7FL.
I would agree. Dub, what do you think on that overall for Prime? I mean, you and I have talked about him quite a bit. I think you're on mute.
Dynamic would be one word to describe him because obviously he made himself known week 1 against the Gold, taking a return back for a touchdown, getting a pick 6. Then you saw him implemented into the offense where he also became another deep threat to complement Davik and Danye and, of course, Munchie. I mean, the sky is the limit for the young man. I mean, obviously, it seemed like he would always have at least one a game, be it a pick 6, be it a return, be it a touchdown catch. I mean, he became a really big part that the team was able to trust him and to use him in high leverage situations on both sides of the ball. So, I mean, I can't wait to see his dynamic and his game go up to the next level in 2026. Definitely a fun, dynamic man to watch. I mean, there's a lot of talented rookies that came through here in 2025, and looking forward to the new batch in 2026.
Yeah.
Now, my question is, will there be a date given of when these awards will be handed out, or that's still to be determined?
They're gonna screw it up somehow. I guarantee it. So whatever.
Tell us how you feel.
That was very,
Well,
very.
how I feel is just to mind your guys' evenings here because it's still early for you, late for me. I think those are the standouts from the Vegas division that I think have a real shot. When it comes to the East Coast, there's a bunch of guys that kind of stand out. But I'm just gonna rattle them off, and then let's just pick up where you guys feel is best to talk about. There's obviously the quarterback for the Renegades, who, by all metrics, was at times the best quarterback in the league.
Wait,
Now,
Corey, are you talking about rattling off all the guys that would be could be rookies of the year from the East Coast?
yes, sir.
We should
So-
probably save that for next week, just because we're up against it.
We got 9 minutes. Screw
got
these
5
guys. There's not
minutes.
that many. Oh, 5?
Okay. Yeah, you
All
got
right.
5
Well, what I was going to say is we got Anthony Service for the Renegades.
Yep.
And listen, I think that he was still adjusting a little bit to the game, but he has the whole package.
Oh yeah, I mean when you take the
100%.
when you take the eventual champions to the limit twice, one game going overtime, and many people thinking that they should have won both those games, and it possibly could have been the Renegades playing sick with it out here in Vegas or the Insomniacs. But the question is, can they turn that into something consistent? Because again, when you do something like the Renegades did, and obviously improve their record from what they were last season to this season, and being a playoff team, sometimes teams have those 1 years to where they're a great story, and the next year they fall back down to reality. So hopefully, in the case of the Renegades, they can build from this because, again, as just mentioned, you took the eventual champions to the limit twice, had them on the ropes twice in both games. So to piggyback what you're saying, Corey, if Service can possibly harness his craft, as I like to say, and enhance it, who knows, could the Renegades be next year's version of the Silks the Animals to take that next step and wanting to be in that upper echelon with the BIC? Of course, that remains to be seen.
Yeah, and another guy on his roster that I think I don't know where he fits for either offense or defense, but if it was just an overall rookie of the year, Damon Smalls, I call him the super enormous Smalls, Super NES, the notorious enormous Smalls. Look, the dude was a monster. He was their go-to guy as both running back, and then they would even put him out at receiver. He's like 6'5". And he's like 260, so when he was playing defensive tackle and moving that fast that he can play wide receiver and chasing you down, he was a monster, and I think he deserves a recognition. He appeared in games that Dondre Haynes was also in, and he was the big guy that kind of popped off the screen at times. Dondre is still a phenomenal player, but Damon Smalls is definitely a rookie of the year candidate. And then for the Animals, guys, the league leader. We were talking about Shannon Allen, second in the league. The league leader this year in interceptions, Rob Long, number 13. And I think that the additions of Trey Baskerville to the pressure and Long to the coverage, it really changed not only the defense for the Animals, but the identity of that team. Because in that first playoff game when they were playing the Heathens, they had their best performance as a group, their most dominant performance as an existing team in the league. And guys, they didn't even have David Tendre that day. So I think when it comes to the East Coast, I would put in Delron Simmons, the running back. But those are the guys to me that kind of stand out from the East Coast.
Well, I mean, certainly won't get no arguments from me. Definitely looking forward to the next crop of rookies to come down the pike here in the A7FL in 2026. As gentlemen, final thoughts before we put a bow on a wrap on the I Love You episode of The Other Side of the Ball, and look forward to number 144 next Wednesday.
Well, I'll go because I heard silence for like 1.7 seconds, and you know me, I'm ready to throw it with that amount of time. Rookie of the year conversation is exciting because we project the future. But any rookies or any second year guys, or listen, guys that win rookie of the year or impact rookies, it doesn't always work out. Look at I mentioned Verardi. Chris doesn't even know him. He single-handedly, if you ask RTC, stopped the force in that Vegas playoff game for BIC, and the next year he completely erased from the league. So it's a good start, pat on the back, but be like Prime, be like Shannon Allen. Be ambitious, be aggressively humble, know your place in the league, and know what it's going to take to get to that next level. And if you were asking me who wins it, I don't know, man. Call me biased, call me a fan of the organization, because I always seem to give their players postseason awards that nobody else agrees with me. But Canyon Stone King, man, to step in the shoes of Jeremy Geary, my MVP from last year, and to be fourth in the league in passing yards and third in the league in passing touchdowns, you're doing something right.
Apparently
You're not wrong.
so.
For me, final thoughts for me is just it's kind of a bittersweet when A7FL ends, because there's so many of us that are together for those weeks on Sundays for hours, putting in time, calling games, producing the show, doing all that stuff. It is one of those times where I get to spend time, a little bit more time with my family, but I also miss my football family during that time. So, Dub, we talked about it before. Once NFL starts, we get together over here. We watch a lot of football together and talk about a lot of different things. But those are the things that I'm going to be looking forward to, because, when you're not with the guys that you're used to being with all the time on Sundays, you kind of feel like you're missing something, like something isn't there. So my final thoughts is, let's have some fun with the A7 flag this off season. Let's see what it's all about. Let's go enjoy some of those games and have some fun.
Well, Mr. Williams already has a subject that he wants to talk about for next week about free agency and who might go where. That possibly
Well,
could be a thought.
rumors.
We always open people from around the league to completely spoil their own teammates' anonymity. And if you know something that's happened, put it in the chat. We'll mention it as a possible rumor, and you'll get your free agency talk that way. Because honestly, guys, do you know anything that's going on other than the animals seem to have mental breakdowns every other day?
No, that's about it.
Nope, that's it.
That's about it. But as for me, definitely looking forward to seeing Mr. Vera and rejoining Chris in the booth again one more time. For those that just came in late, Chris and I on the other side of the ball network, in association with Flash Media Sports and 24/7 Combat TV, Chris and I will be in the booth to call the Pacific National Championship game between the Grit City Knights and the Beach City Giants, which will take place at Clark High School at 4921 Pinwood Avenue here in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time at Clark High School, the home of the Chargers. So definitely once we get the link set, for those that want to watch and hear Chris and I be behind the mic, we'll send it out. Always looking forward to being in the booth with Mr. Vera calling some football action with that. So our special thanks to Coach B from the Grit City Knights for coming in and joining us with a few minutes of his time. Certainly wish both teams traveling mercies to get here to Las Vegas safely. Special thanks as always to Derek Duncan for chiming in and giving us some footage of the Rookies of the Year from this past season. And one more time to our former broadcast colleague, but more importantly, our good buddy, Matthew Ryan. Again, good sir, happy birthday, and enjoy the clan that is the clan of the Wu-Tang inside the Mecca that is Madison Square Garden.
Enjoy that, buddy.
Yeah, for Corey Hammond and for Chris Vera and for Live 25, who's on assignment. From all of us here at the A7FL, we say thank you for watching, and we'll see you next Wednesday on
Matt, don't leave me.
the other side of the ball. Good night, everybody.
Hasta.